Augustus, the first emperor who turned republic into empire. When we think of Julius Caesar, we think of the man who shattered the Roman Republic. But when we think of Augustus, we think of the man who rebuilt it. Only when he rebuilt it, it was no longer a republic. It was an empire. And he was its first emperor. This is the story of how a young man named Gaius Octavius rose from uncertain heir to master of the Roman world, and how he changed history forever. The heir of Caesar in 44 BCE, Julius Caesar was assassinated. His death plunged Rome into chaos. But in his will, Caesar left behind a surprise. He adopted his 18-year-old great-nephew, Octavius, making him his legal son and heir. Octavius became Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus, but we often just call him Octavian. At first, few took him seriously. He was young, sickly, and untested, but Octavian was smart. He allied with two of the most powerful men in Rome, Mark Antony, Caesar's loyal general, and Lepidus, commander of Caesar's cavalry. Together, they formed the Second Triumvirate, crushed Caesar's assassins at the Battle of Philippi, and divided Rome's territories among themselves. But alliances in Rome never lasted. The war against Antony and Cleopatra. Soon, Octavian and Antony turned on each other. Antony fell under the spell of Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. To many in Rome, it looked like Antony had betrayed Rome for an Eastern queen. Octavian masterfully used propaganda, painting Antony as a traitor and himself as the defender of Roman values. In 31 BCE, the two sides clashed at the Battle of Actium, a massive naval battle. Octavian's fleet, under the brilliant command of Agrippa, defeated Antony and Cleopatra. A year later, both lovers were dead by suicide. Octavian stood alone as master of the Roman world. The birth of an empire, but here's where things get clever. Octavian didn't march into Rome and declare himself king. Romans hated kings. Instead, he played the game perfectly. In 27 BCE, restored the Republic, or so he claimed. He handed powers back to the Senate, who in turn gave them right back, honoring him with the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. From that moment, Augustus ruled as Rome's first emperor. Officially, he was just princeps, the first citizen. Unofficially, he controlled the army, the treasury, the provinces, and the Senate itself. Pax Romana, the Roman peace. Under Augustus, Rome entered a golden age known as the Pax Romana, the Roman peace. For over 40 years, Augustus expanded and stabilized the empire. He reformed the tax system. He professionalized the army. He rebuilt temples, roads, aqueducts, and monuments. He boosted arts and literature, supporting writers like Virgil, Horace, and Ovid. The Roman world flourished like never before. The darker side. But Augustus wasn't just a benevolent ruler. He was ruthless when needed. He eliminated rivals through exile or execution. He created a network of spies. He exiled his own daughter, Julia, for scandal. Behind the image of a father of the nation was a cold, calculating survivor. Legacy and death. Augustus ruled for over 40 years. By the time he died in 14 CE, at age 75, he had secured the empire's foundations. He left no sons, but adopted his stepson Tiberius, ensuring a smooth succession, the first in a long line of emperors. His last words are said to have been, "Did I play my part well in the comedy of life? Then applaud as I exit." Rome had entered the imperial age, and it was all because of Augustus. Why Augustus changed history forever. Augustus didn't just become emperor, he invented the role. Every emperor after him measured himself against Augustus. Even centuries later, Romans would pray, "May he be luckier than Augustus and better than Trajan." He turned a fragile republic into a resilient empire, one that would last in the East for another 1,500 years. If you enjoyed this story of Augustus, the man who reshaped Rome, like, comment, and subscribe for more epic stories from history. Who should we cover next? Let us know below.